We have covered till now about the overview of autopilot, and everyone might have understood that why autopilot is required, why we are doing the things. So today we are going to learn that what is the way and what are the settings that we are going to configure and how we will be configuring those settings to establish the autopilot in the environment. So first of all, before going forward, I would like to hear from all of you that what do you understand by the autopilot, and how you gonna use it if you are an Intune administrator. So everyone have to answer this. I will get to know that how much understanding I have delivered till now. Anyone can volunteer. Guys,
Hi, Vipin. So, as per my understanding, Autopilot is used for the zero touch deployment of the devices.
okay, great.
So, an admin can set up the devices remotely without touching the device. And
Mm-hmm.
that is it, I think so.
Yeah, you are correct. Anyone else?
It also streamlines the deployment, giving the end user the out of the box experience. So IT no longer has to physically touch the box to image the machine. It could be shipped anywhere in the world, connects to the internet, sign in. You have so many applications that can be installed in the background while it's going
Mm-hmm.
through the ESP page, and it's a quicker process.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It is a very quicker process and very well explained by you, Jeffrey. Anyone else? Okay, so moving forward with it, we know that what is it is going to fulfill and why it is required and why organizations are adopting autopilot. Now we will be learning that if it is adopted by any organization, how we are going to configure those settings and which setting means what. Means if we are configuring a particular setting, what are the services we can avail, and if we are blocking that particular servicing, what is the security compliance we are blocking from organization perspective. I'm sharing my screen. I will show you a content. Okay, mainly this. I hope everyone can see it.
Yes.
Okay. So as you can see that this is a Regal page. First, what is the first step that we are going to do once we are preparing the autopilot? So here we have a scenario that Windows Autopilot is a collection of technology used to set up and provision devices to get them ready for productive use. Alan Deong, Contoso's IT and global admin, wants to create a new autopilot profile to deploy new devices. Okay, so here it is a scenario we have that this person is a IT person, and we can assume ourselves in place of Alan Diong that Bipin Contoso's IT or CLIT or anyone any other company's IT and global admin wants to create new autopilot profile to deploy new devices. Before he does this, he makes sure the employees have the correct licenses assigned to them. So that's the first thing that we are gonna do it. How we are going to do it? We'll be going to the admin center. Okay, it has opened. Hmm. We'll be going to the admin center. Azure Active Directory. groups. Then we have the this group where we have to assign the licenses, or these are the group of the people whom licenses needs to be assigned. So we are going to assign the licenses in bulk. Okay, just allow me 1 minute. Let me put the charger. Okay, so this is the group where he is going to assign. So we can read it to start assigning. To start, he assigns the correct group to the appropriate license. So this is the correct group as per him, that for the US sales group, he is going to perform the actions for assigning the licenses. Okay, so coming to the licenses, assignments, directly assigning the licenses to this assignment means we have to assign which license, anyone? If we want to allow the enrollment for the devices, so which license should be assigned?
Enterprise mobility
Enterprise
plus security.
security.
Okay, what is it is showing Alan has selected license he wants in group to have. Okay. So there are three licenses which needs to be selected as per him. Office 365 E3 is selecting so that Office services are also there. Windows 10 and 11 Enterprise is selecting so that Windows services are also there. Someone is unmuted. Please mute yourself. Okay. So these are the licenses which he has selected. What enterprise mobility license is going to include? We can read here Microsoft Defender for Identity. This is also important to understand that which license includes which services, because there might be some time when we want to avail some service and we see that there is a license prerequisite which is not getting fulfilled, and due to that we are not able to avail that service in Intune. So that is why we should check the licenses as well. So enterprise mobility, excuse me, yeah, enterprise mobility plus security E5 license includes all these things which are required. And then Office 365 E3 includes these things. I'll be sharing this material with you guys as well, so that you can go through and understand that how Autopilot is getting set up. Okay, saving is done. Now we will close it. Okay, we will refresh it. We'll see that all these licenses are assigned to this group. So this group has means how many members, uh, the number of the members those who are there inside this group, they'll be having these licenses with them. Okay, moving ahead. Now we are going to configure the endpoint manager, that where information worker profile, which is used to configure autopilot device for information workers at Contoso. So here we will define the deployment profile. Going to devices, Windows enrollment. Okay, deployment profile. Create a new profile. So as we are going to enroll the new devices, so as per the requirement, we are going to create a new profile for autopilot. So this is the way how we are creating it. I will show in the lab as well, but as of now, for understanding purpose, we can see it here. Allow IT administrators to deploy the mode and customize the out of box experience. So here we can customize the things that as per the requirement, that which application needs to be installed, what settings needs to be enabled. These things we are defining it here. It is Windows PC, name, information worker as it was suggested. Okay, convert all targeted devices to autopilot. So this is also important to be configured so that all the devices are converted to the autopilot if they are coming to this particular group information worker. Microsoft software licensing terms, we can show it to the here we can see how out of box experience page looks like. So deployment mode they wants to keep means Alan wants to keep as user driven, and join type will always be Azure AD joint. Microsoft software licenses terms, he wants it to hide it so that users cannot read it because it will come again to read and perform all those things. So this profile is a user driven profile that will require the recipients of the device to log in to add the devices to Azure AD. Employees will not have to confirm licensing agreements or choose privacy settings and will be set to standard users. So they are going to be the standard users, not the admins. We can go to this link to learn more about it. So the same thing which I have told you guys that is there in this link, I can share it with you as well. Okay, so we will hide this. Now allow pre-provisioning deployment. Yes, we are allowing the, see, yesterday I was talking about pre-provisioning deployment. If your autopilot deployment or out of box experience deployment fails, then what you gonna do? We have another option that is pre-provisioning. Pre-provisioning we can do, we can press F5 button and then do the pre-provisioning. Language region, operating system default, we are going to choose it. Now Alan wants autopilot to rename the devices specific to assigned machines. You would have seen that in your organization managed devices, the host name starts with a particular naming conventions. So those naming conventions are defined on the out of box experience page. I hope everyone can see this screen. So it is very important to understand to know that which settings are available in the out of box experience page and that can be configured from our end. So it totally depends upon the company and organization's requirement. As per the requirement, we are configuring the settings. And when we are configuring the settings, we should be aware about that if we are going to configure this particular settings, then what is going to happen and how we are going to tackle it. Okay, till here we are good. Anyone?
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
trying to follow along in my tenant, and it's are you under device preparation,
Device preparation, I'm under out of box experience page, Jeffrey.
Windows enrollment? I went to Windows Autopilot, then device preparation policies.
Device preparation policy, I'm not getting what you are talking about.
Okay, it just seems a little different as I follow along on in this tenant here. That's all.
Okay, so this is actually this is the Microsoft page or Microsoft lab which is showing to us, but
Okay,
we can test it in our environment as well. Means that we have the lab, we can go there and we can see those settings that what are the settings available when we are creating a deployment profile.
okay, thank you.
So here we are just creating the deployment profile, not any setting or any policy as of now. Okay, so once the deployment profile is ready, what will happen? I will show the workflow also how it is working in the background so that you can understand that how it is really working once the group tag or group profile deployment profile is created with that group name. So here first of all we should understand that what are the settings that we are configuring. So these settings, company name, we want to keep it as autopilot, and then the device serial number. So whatever will be under RAND hyphen 4, that will be the serial number of the device. Now next, here we are going to add the group that we have created, or US sales group that we have. Okay, why we are adding it? Because only these members, those who are there inside this group, they are eligible for the autopilot because they have been assigned to the licenses. Everyone is getting till now.
Yes.
Okay. So if you will see the membership of that group, so there won't be some any members or anyone want to be there. It's just a group, and that group is assigned for the licenses, means whoever the member will come inside that group, they will be having that particular license. They'll be able to consume those licenses. So it is the thing which is being done automatically at the back end. User is going to put the ID in the device. That user will come to that group, US sales group, and as soon as the user is coming to that group, user will have the license. As soon as the license is there, the autopilot enrollment will start for that user. Everyone got it?
Yes,
Yes.
bro.
So basically, there's because there's user-based licensing. We don't have to worry about devices.
The licenses, yeah, licenses should be assigned to the users only. We are not assigning the E35 Microsoft E3 or E5 license to the device. We are assigning it to the users. So users will have those license and they'll be able to enroll the devices.
Bro, whenever the new user is coming, so we will give the new user in that particular group US.sales. So he will directly go to autopilot, right?
No, 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 no,
Mm.
no. We aren't going to put here. The scenario is different. It totally depends upon the requirement. See, if new user is coming, you have created a new user. What you will do? You will directly assign post creation of the user ID. You will assign the licenses. So this is not required in that case. What you will do? You will just create a group. We will do that as well. That is another method, but this is pre-prepared platform, so that is why it is giving the option to understand.
Okay, okay.
We will be doing that as well, means we just have to create a group. We don't have to assign the license because licenses are already assigned to the users that you have created. You have learned now that you created the user and then you
Yes.
assigned the license. So once you have assigned the license, then another time it is not required to assign the license. But here the scenario was different, so that is why it was showing like that. Then it's done. We will create it. Okay, it's getting created, completed. We will come to the devices, enroll devices, enrollment status page. Now we are going to configure it. Okay, so there is already enrollment status page. We are going to modify it, or we can create our own ESP enrollment status page. So what is the requirement of creating the enrollment status page? It is just that you will be able to see the things which are happening, means during the deployment or during the enrollment. There is nothing that we can configure or that we can apply. It's just a designing page. ESP is totally a designing page, not anything technical. If we'll talk about it, you can just see and see the status of the things. That is all. So there is a setting that show apps and profile configuration progress. So if you are enabling it, then only it will be visible to everyone. Okay. And there is one more option you get, show an error when installation takes longer than a specified number of minutes. So there are users, those who have to wait a lot, means wait for 1 or 2 hours. or 3 hours, they don't know that how much time we have to wait. So for that we are setting a limit of the time as per the number of the application, number of the policies. If we are applying 5 applications, seeing their bandwidth, that these applications are going to consume this much time to install or consume this much bandwidth, accordingly we are defining the installation time. And after defining it, also we have the option to uh, write a message to the end user, as it is a self user driven mode. So user will be able to see this message. If you can write that sorry for the inconvenience, you can retry or you can reach out to so and so person here in the message box. So in the message box also you can define the things, that if you want them to reach directly to you or to the service desk or to the local IT person, so this message can be defined by you, means it can be formatted by you. Moving ahead, it is going to keep all the settings same. Turn on log collection, so it is turning on the log collections, but many of the organizations they keep it off. Only show page to devices provisioning by out of box experience, so it is going to show the page what we have configured in the out of box experience, that if we have configured for any application, that is it is going to show here. Block devices use until all apps and profiles are installed. So until unless all the things are not installed, you won't be able to use the device during the ESP page. Means once the ESP page is in front of the user won't be able to do anything until unless everything is completed. Allow users to reset the device if installation errors occur. So we do not allow the users to reset the device. We are blocking it, but we can allow as well. If we know that the user is a technical person, user understands the logs, so in that case if we are delivering the device to the IT persons, so there are IT persons sitting at different location, for them we are delivering the device. So we are creating the deployment profile in such a way so that they can also perform the things from their end. Okay, so it is just these options are giving you the feasibility to reduce your workload. In layman terms we can understand it. So here it is blocking that they cannot reset it. The reason is that so that the IT guy can read the logs why it got failed. Okay. Allow users to use devices if installation error occurs. This also we are blocking. Okay, because we have already blocked. Allow users to there was one more option. Do not Users cannot use, yeah, this one, block devices use until all apps profiles are installed. So we have already blocked this, so we have to block this also. Allow users to use device in installation error occurs. Block devices use until these required apps are installed if they are assigned to the users or devices. So we are blocking all the devices to use all these services during the deployment, because you are deploying the profiles and applications which are required for the organization. So until unless those profiles and those applications are not installed, user cannot use it. Okay, it's done. We are saving it. ESP page is completed. See how much time it is taking. It's not taking much time to configure the setting, but to understand the thing that why it is required, that is very much important. Okay, now Alan wants Windows 11 devices to be automatically enrolled in Intune once the employee signs in Azure Active Directory. That setting also we have to enable automatic enrollment. Okay, if we are not enabling this setting, we are enabling only autopilot. Then what's going to happen? Anyone? If by mistake we forget or we forgot to enable the automatic enrollment for the devices, then going to happen?
Maybe the device will won't show in Intune portal.
Intune portal means
Intune.admin.com, Microsoft.com.
okay, okay. Anyone else? But device should show somewhere where it will be showing.
It will show in that Entra ID maybe. Azure.
Sorry, I got dropped. Yeah, who was telling this answer that it might show in the intra ID? Guys, are we here? Any response from
Yes.
anyone? Yeah.
Yes, we're here.
Okay. So I'm asking that if we forget to configure this setting, then what's going to happen?
So zero touch deployment will not work.
Okay. Okay, let me tell you. If we are not configuring this device, the device won't be visible in Intune. MDM scope is not defined. That is why MDM scope means mobile device management scope. That device won't be managed by the Intune platform. But as you have configured the autopilot settings, autopilot enrollment, so what is the join type we have configured in the out of box experience page? Anyone remembers?
Azure AD join.
Azure AD join. So if we are performing the Azure AD join for any device, so where the device is going?
In Azure.
Correct. So if we are performing that setting, the device is going to the Azure. But if we are not configuring the automatic enrollment for the MDM scope, it's not going to come in Intune. It will go to Azure, but it's not going to come in Intune. So that is why this setting needs to be enabled so that the device is visible in Intune as well. Everyone got it?
So, what about these URLs? Do we need to define those URLs
No,
or
no, no. They are the by default URLs, MDM URLs. They are going to be the same on Intra also and on your Intune also. So if you will see that MDM scope URLs, they are going to be same. And once you run the command dsrec cmd status, you will be able to see this URLs also there in that page. Okay, so these URLs are actually communicating with port 80 and 443 and they are making the devices available. Okay, got the point?
yes?
Okay, so with feature updates for Windows 10 and later, can select the Windows feature update version that he wants devices to be on. This can be used to upgrade devices shipped from OEM with Windows 10 to Windows 11. Now, it's a very good scenario. Nowadays, if the vendor is deploying Windows 10 devices to you, okay, you want to save the cost, you says that no, you deliver me Windows 10, I have the option to upgrade them to Windows 11. So OEM is delivering OEM full form, anyone knows?
Original equipment manufacturer.
Yes, original equipment manufacturer. This is very important. If you are giving interviews for L1 or L2s, they might ask you, but usually they do not ask this question, but they might ask you that if you have the understanding of that or not. So OEM with Windows 10 and 11, you want to do that because they have delivered the Windows 10 devices. So what you are going to do, you are going to pre-configure those settings so that the devices which are on Windows 10, they can get the feature update of Windows 11. Okay, so here we are going to configure that setting. Okay, information workers. Feature update we have already assigned in. Alan will add this group for the information worker profile. We are going to use sales group, means all the devices which are coming in sales group will have this feature update ready. Done. Now Windows feature update policies work with update rings for Windows 10 and later policies, preventing a device from receiving Windows features versions later than valued specified in the feature update policy. Why we are using the ring based deployment for the feature updates or Windows updates? This is the reason, so that if we are defining a policy that a particular device or the devices included in this particular group won't be below Windows 10 and later, okay, won't be below than Windows 10. That is why we are creating the policy. That is the feature update policy. Okay, now we are going to define the encryption thing also for the compliance perspective, for the security perspective. So disk encryption, you can define antivirus also, disk encryption also, everything you can define for the compliance thing. But here Alan wants to configure the disk encryption only, so we are going to do that. But we can do in our environment everything, test everything, perform everything, and do the things. So BitLocker is a data protection feature that integrates with the operating system and addresses threat of data theft from lost, stolen, or inappropriately decommissioned computers. To start, Alan first creates an endpoint security policy for BitLocker from Endpoint Manager. At this point of time, all the organizations are using this platform. Just a minute. Okay. So as of now, this policy is being used by all the organization at this point of time because they wants to keep this data secure for their organization. They are creating this policy so that if there is any device coming to be enrolled in your organization or wants to be there on your MDM platform or Intune platform, that device should be encrypted. Okay, so that is why it is very much required to create this policy. So we are going to select platform, that is Windows 10 and later. Profile is BitLocker. We will create it. Naming convention BitLocker policy that you can define by yourself. Now coming to the most important thing, all the policies that you are going to configure will give you the settings option to choose that what setting you want to configure or what settings you don't want to configure, what setting you want to allow, which setting you want to block. So these options you are going to get. So enable full disk encryption for OS and fixed data drivers. So we have to enable it because that's the main agenda. Another setting is require storage cards to be encrypted. This happens with the mobile devices only, so we are creating the policy for Windows 10 and later. It's not required. Hide prompt for third party encryption. So we are not doing it because if third party device or third USB or something is being inserted or some other drive is being used in that device, so sometimes organizations are configuring this setting so that that also can be encrypted. If that will be encrypted, there won't be any data breach from, means the data won't come from outside and data won't go from your organization device. So that is why they are configuring it. Configured client driven recovery password rotation. So enable rotation of Azure AD joint devices. So this is the BitLocker encryption password, okay, BitLocker key that you are talking about. So it will be rotated accordingly if the devices are Azure joined. It is not going to remain the same for the devices. If you guys might have observed it, if you have worked with the service desk or if you would have worked with IT people means for the BitLocker thing, so every time they will provide you the different BitLocker keys because it is on the rotation basis. It's not going to remain same for a particular device. Okay, so coming to the last setting that we have to do, BitLocker is completed. Here he is not going to modify these settings. Moving ahead, we will add the groups that for which group we are going to do. So this group is constantly used for everything. See, if you are going to deploy a policy, if you are going to deploy an application, you are going to use this group. This group is going to be common for each and everything. Now you will see the magic of this group. What will happen? Okay, it's created. We will come to the devices. Now we are going to configure some policies. Okay, settings catalog. He wants to block or create something. Let me see. Disable chat icon setting catalog. So he wants to disable the chat icon. Means before the enrollment, means if the device is getting enrolled in your organization, the chat icon should be disabled. Okay. Everyone is learning something means it's interesting or it's getting boring.
It's interesting for me.
Anyone else? I know it might be a bit boring because we are not yet performing the settings. I will share this with you guys. You can also do in your PC and understand. Okay, so should I move forward or if everyone has got bored, I can stop it here. Anybody have any questions? I can take it up or I have few questions I will ask. Guys, are we here? Hey, Rajagopal, are you there?
Yes.
Boss, any questions from you?
No, not now, Vipin. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to ask few questions. Let me see who is going to answer it.
One question I have, like, as you said, like we have to enable automatic enrollment because for the device to be appearing on the Intune
Hmm.
and also Windows Autopilot, right?
Yes.
So the Windows Autopilot gets the preference when new devices get added, when it's getting added, correct?
It's not about the preference, Rajagopal, if you'll ask.
Okay.
Device is getting added because the device is coming into that group. We have created a group, we have created a profile, okay? Hash ID.
Because
hardware ID of that device is uploaded. So to perform the autopilot, hardware ID uploading is necessary. That's a primary part that should be done to avail that service. If you are doing the enrollment, going to the devices work or school account, from there you are doing the Azure AD join, then also it is going to come. It is not going to prioritize a particular thing. If you have a
But once Windows Autopilot enrollment is done, it will ask for the automatic enrollment as well, or it will not ask.
automatic enrollment means automatic enrollment, why we are configuring that setting, that is because it should automatically bring all the devices which are there on Azure, all the devices or the defined devices on Azure to MDM, from Azure to MDM.
Okay, so I think, as you said, like, I think then Azure and MDM both servers communicate each other, so they sync if it is enabled.
If you will see the URLs which are there on automatic enrollment page, and the same URL you will see on Azure page also, and same URL you will see once you will run the command dsrec cmd status.
Okay, in that case, why should we enable automatic enrollment on in order to appear in the Intune? Because if it's the same URL, it should replicate from
Mhm.
once it registered in Azure, it should be available in the Intune as well,
See,
right?
okay, if you haven't allowed it, if you haven't configured it,
Okay,
how it
it
is
will
going to
not,
communicate?
okay, it will not sync. Okay,
Yeah,
I understand now.
how Azure is going to communicate, how Intra ID is going to communicate with Intune.
Yes, yes,
If it will
yes.
see, if it will see that you are, means how you will know that the person belongs to same company or same school. You will see the same ID card, same identity card, okay, same
Ah,
logo. Then
yeah,
only you will verify that this person belongs to me. I can share the information.
correct.
Same way, it will verify whether this tenant, it means this Intune tenant belongs to my organization or not. Then only it is going to share the information.
True.
So that is why it is important.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else have any question? So today we have learned that how the out-of-box experience page and ESP page is configured. What is the role of the group, that we will be learning tomorrow. That's very interesting point to learn, that if we have created a group and we haven't assigned it to anyone. Okay, we create a group, we don't assign it to anyone. We don't add the member or we don't add any device to that particular group. But the magic is going to happen in the background, because that group is going to be assigned for a deployment profile, for a ESP page, for policies, for everything in your environment. But still, your group is not including any member. And the magic is going to happen once the OEM vendor or you are going to upload the hash ID of the hardware ID of the device. You are going to tell that hash ID or tell that OEM vendor that this is the group name that I'm going to use, means that group is used for the assignment purpose of all the things which I have pre-configured in my environment. What it will do, it will assign that group to all the hardware IDs. All the hardware IDs now will jump into Azure. Okay, those hardware IDs will come into that group. As soon as they will come in that group, they will be they'll get start they will be visible in Azure, because that's the entry point. So from the gate they will enter. So gate is Azure. They will enter there, they will stay. What happens in the hospitality means, when any relative or someone comes to your home, you give the entry, that person enters, okay, sit, and you give water and everything, you give it, means then as means the device is autopilot is coming sitting, you are giving water and everything. Giving water and everything means you are applying the compliance policies, you are applying, you are telling everything, means so and so things, means there are so many family members, there are these people, you will introduce to everyone in your family if there is any relative coming. Okay, you will ask that your relative to sit and you will introduce with your family. Same it is happening here. The autopilot is coming and sitting in your intra, entering to intra and sitting, and now you are introducing all the policies or all the applications, everything that you have defined in your family or in your organization. The autopilot will get to know that, okay, so these are your family members, and you have introduced me. Now the connection part or joining part starts. The autopilot will start establishing the connection with your family members. Okay, family members means policies, settings, everything. The setup is completed. Now that relative or that person who has come from outside is also going to be part of your family. So is this example enough to understand this? Okay, great. Anybody have any questions with it? Okay, I hope we are good. So I'll be not making it more boring. I'll be closing for the day today.